Good morning, year one, and welcome to the first day back after the half-term holiday. So to start with, we're going to be revising our part holes from last week. Then we're going to be using Penguin 1 and Penguin 10 to do some counting. And then finally, we're going to be looking at some patterns. So for this today, you're going to need whiteboard, pen and paper. And it might not hurt if you can have some kind of counters, but you probably won't need them. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll get started. Okay, so today we're looking at part holes. Now, if you remember, the two parts make the total of the whole here. We'll see the way they point to that and make almost like an equal sign. So I'm going to model the first one just to remind you how to do it. And always look for the direction that the part hole is pointing to. The hole is always where the arrows go. I'm going to model the first one and then you have a go and then we'll go through it. So the first one is 4 plus 3. So this is where you might want to use counters. You might use number beads. You might use a number track, or you might use 10s and 1s. It's up to you. So, but I'm going to use my hand. I'm putting 4 on my hand. I'm going to count on another 3, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3 more, so the answer is 7. And I'd write the answer here. Okay, so pause the video now, grown-ups, and then I'll go through the answers when you're ready. And as always, you can always pause, start, if that's how you prefer to do it. Okay? Welcome back. So we've got 6 and 2. We're starting with 6 and counting on another 2, 7, 8. So that's 8. 10 and 6, so that's where I'd use the 10 bar, or count from 10, count on 6, it becomes 16. Okay, 7 plus 3, 7 and 3 is 10, 8 and 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 10 plus 7 is 17, 19 plus 3. That means you're probably going to want to be using a number square or a ruler for this, and that is 22. 12 plus 17 is 29. 12 plus 10 is 22 as well. And then these last ones, what we're saying is, what do we need to add to 17 to reach 22? So we start with 17, we count on, so we're putting 17 in a fist, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You should be holding up 5 fingers or something equivalent. The answer is 5. 8 to 27, that's a long counting on, but it's 19. And 12, what do we add to 12 to get to 30? Well, we know that we add 8 to 12 to get to 20, so it's going to be 18. And that's all there is to that. Okay, so today I'd like you to meet 2 friends of ours. This is Penguin 1, give him a wave, and this is Penguin 10. Now when we're counting, if I'm pointing at Penguin 1, we're going to go across, up in ones. If I point at Penguin 10, we're going to be going down. So let's start. We're pointing at Penguin 1, so we start on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to point to Penguin 10, so we're on 6. That becomes 16, 26, 36, 46, pointing to 56, pointing to Penguin 1, so we're on 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. There's Penguin 10 jumping in, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so if you grown-ups at home want to do the same, point to Penguin and point to where it is on the 100 square and do as many times as you want, just to practice, maybe 2 or 3 times. And once you've done that, start the video again and we'll move on to our next challenge. Okay, so today we are looking at repeating patterns. So have a look at this pattern and try to explain to your grown-up what's happening. Brilliant. These are triangles and they're changing colour, aren't they? So changing colour. So have a look down here. We've got a red triangle and then we've got a yellow triangle. What would the next shape be in this sequence? So you're grown up? And that's right, it would be another red triangle. Okay, have a look at this sequence now. So explain to your grown-up what's happening. And tell your grown-up what the next shape in that sequence would be. Brilliant, that would be the big circle. How about this sequence? So what's happening? And what's the next shape in the sequence? So you're right, it's going big circle to little square. So what's the next shape? That's right, the next shape would be the circle. Okay, and here's our last sequence. It's slightly different. It's saying what is the missing shape. So decide what's happening. And now tell your grown-up which shape is missing. Which of these three shapes is missing? Well, let's have a look. So it's going triangle, circle, rectangle, triangle, circle, oblong, triangle, circle, oblong, triangle. Brilliant! It would be the circle. And what I want you to do in this case would be to circle the missing shape, the circle. So those are all the possible permutations we're looking at. Now I'm going to show you what today's lesson is. So what you're looking at doing is circling the part of the pattern that's repeating. So the two things that are repeating, grown-ups. And sometimes it's more than two. Then we're looking at what is the shape that's missing, and you need to circle the missing shape, the next shape in the sequence. And then finally, either say what colours need to be here, or if you've printed the sheet, colour it. And obviously if you're doing it on a tablet, you'll also be able to colour them. Okay, so that is the simplest option. Slightly more challenging option, you have to draw and colour, is this one. Then the more challenging again option is this one. Okay, so there's a plenary to finish with, which we're going to have a look at as well. But I'm going to give you a chance now to choose which of these three sheets you're going to do. And so I'll pause it 5 seconds each time. So here's the first sheet. Here's the slightly bigger challenge. And here is the final challenge. Okay, I bet you've done brilliant with those. So here we go. I've made a mistake in these sequences. Can you point out to your grown-up where the sequence goes wrong? And tell them ideally what's missing. So start the video, we'll do one at a time. So in this first sequence, it goes red square, blue circle, green circle, blue oval, red square, green circle, blue oval. Then it goes red square, blue oval. Well, that's odd, isn't it? Something's wrong. So what's missing? Brilliant. If we go back to here, it is the green circle that's missing. Okay, what about this one? What's gone wrong here? Oh, let's have a look. It goes green circle, red square, blue oval. Green circle, red square, blue oval. But there's no blue oval. What a silly Mr. Richards. So that's what's missing there. Okay, what about this one? So it's a big square, little square, big square, little square, big square, little square, big square. That's wrong. It's got mixed up. It's gone the wrong way round. Well done, year one. That's brilliant, and that is the end of today's maths lesson.